Good evening, friends. My father just died. So again, in the picture, he was maybe 20 years old here, but he was 85 when he passed away. So the grief is, of course, very much there, but it's not like it's a tragedy that he died. We're all gonna die, and 85 is pretty good. But besides the inevitable grief, I must say there's a kind of relief and joy connected to his death. Gratitude is the word. And you know why? That gratitude has to do with the fact that we were on very good terms with one another. I think it's so crucial that you maintain that connection to the older generation, the ones that brought you here, literally speaking. Because when they die, you feel you can walk in peace, you can walk with their blessing. And even if in our part of the world, our parents, they die when we're often in our 50s. I'm 54. But so it's not like it'll do miracles for my self-confidence or my ability to move around in the world or anything like that. But I'll tell you what did a miracle for me. It was a woman. A woman that later on became my wife. That when she came to me, I was short of 40. And the first thing she noticed that, hey, you don't have a good connection to your father. There's resentment there. You don't really get along, do you? That will not do. If you're going to be my man, you better make up with your father. Let's go there. Let's bring some flowers and some chocolate. Get over there and let's visit him every 3 months until things are up to normal. Whoa. But we did. And well, it took a couple of years, but it worked. Things got up to normal, and we discovered our ancient genetic deep appreciation for one another, the mutual recognition of similarities, the respect for differences, all that father son magic, father son love came right back after a year, after a life of resentment, of alienation. It was so beautiful. It's the best thing she ever did for me, besides our children, perhaps. And 15 years has passed since then. And now, when he passed away, that secure feeling of gratitude, joy, and love is even stronger. I mean, it's even closer than a couple of weeks ago when he was alive. He's never more than one thought away. When I think that thought, in the gratitude and appreciation that was the air between us. So I really want to encourage all of you that can, whose fathers are still alive, do whatever it takes to make up with your father. The trick that my woman encouraged me to really pursue, and that took all I had, was to go all the way. None of meeting halfway. None of I need him to blah blah blah. Nope. She refused to hear any of that, and she was so right on the spot. I went all the way. I repented. I apologized. I sincerely made it a point to see exactly how it was my responsibility and no one else's to establish that good bond of trust. Heal the good bond of trust. Because that's what a family is. It's a continuity of consciousness. It's a continuity of will. It's a continuity of intent. throughout the generations, carried by, not produced by, carried by the genetic similarity of father and son, the inheritance, the beautiful air that passes on through the generations, or what we call family. And family, this is my main point. Family is not just mother, father, child. That's not the nuclear family. That's an illusion. Such families disintegrate. We see it all over the post-Christian Western world. No, family is 7 individuals. It's actually hidden within the Russian word for family, which is semya. Semya means 7 cells, 7 I. Semya. I don't know if that's etymologically correct, but it is nevertheless how they call family, and that's nevertheless what it means. 7 individuals. And who are these? It's the 2 grandparents, the 2 pairs of grandparents, the mother's grandparents and the father's grandparents. And then there's the mother and the father. And then there's the child. Now, every child is the child, so it doesn't matter if you have siblings. It's 4 grandparents, 2 parents, 1 child. That is the nuclear family, and that is what holds society together in a fabric not only in space but also in time. How is that? You see, the grandparents are characterized by the fact that they're old. And that means that the people that were important to them, the people that have meant something to them, the people that have formed their characters are, for the most part, dead. So, they are on the other side of life. They're a source of inspiration. And the children, the people that will become the most influential in their lives, besides the parents and the grandparents, of course, are not born yet. So they're also on the other side of life. But they don't inspire from that side, from the future. They intuit. They make the child intuitive. That is, they will be where the puck will be, when the puck will be there. The sense of intuiting your way through life. That's what the future does to a person. It intuits. You get into it, so to speak. And the parents, their thing is the imagination of the contemporary world, the story in which we all live. So you have inspiration from the past, you have intuition from the future, and you have imagination in the present time, the present time, if you will. And that's the adult couple, the parents. Thus, the 7-headed family is the core, the nucleus of a healthy society. But that is only going to work if you nurture the bond between father and son, mother and daughter, mother and son, father and daughter, and the grandparents. So do whatever it takes. This is not a personal issue. It's not about tastes or opinions and petty things like that. It's about life energy. It's about the continuity of consciousness that makes up a culture. And without the plurality of cultures, there's no humanity. We think there's only one culture, only one kind of people, racially, sexually, age-wise, and so forth. There's no real differences. That's death. As soon as we become similar, all of us, we die. So plurality, a multiple of cultures, of races, of genders, of ages, of classes as well, is essential to the vitality and survival and evolution of humanity. And the evolution of humanity is so crucial, especially the moral evolution. I don't need to tell you why. And that's about it. That's all I had to say for now. Have a good one.